Ok, amigos de ADN, aquí estamos muy honrados con nuestros amigos de Premiata Forneria Marconi. Friends, hello, thanks a lot for receiving us.
We are very happy to be here, obviously. Chile is the first time for PFM, so we can't wait tomorrow for the gig. And thank you very much. Thank you for you.
Yeah, how is it that you came to Chile? Your fans, we've been waiting for you guys for many years. So how is it that now it happened that you came to Chile this trip?
Because sometimes we was touring in South America or maybe United States. We never have the occasion, to make the connection to be here. We know that we have a lot of fun. That's the reason because we are here and we are very happy to be here tonight. It's a great show and also something very special for our crowd in Chile. For example, we play some songs from the first album in the same perfect arrangement that the people can find on the album, just because they probably are in the air and they want to be exactly what they expect to us. That's a present for the Chile crowds.
Great. And how is it for you, for the band, to this having new musicians, like new generations of musicians playing, performing with you guys, and how this is?
What can I say? What can I say? Well, the thing is that then we'll have them to present themselves and tell them how happy they are to play with PFM. I hope. But I have to say that those musicians we're playing with PFM are not the usual musicians. They really can't play, and we just get them inside the band. So one day they say, "Yeah, I learned how to play with PFM because before I couldn't play." No, this is not the way it works. These are great musicians. They are fantastic musicians, and we were very happy. We are very lucky to have those people to play with us, and I think they are very lucky to play with PFM too, because every night we have a lot of fun together.
That's the main thing. Huh? How is it you work the composition? You one of you is the composer, or you all compose the arrangements? How you work in the music in the band?
Before we used to do that, some wrote more, some other less, so maybe there is not exactly one way, but all the band going to participate to the arrangement, the things, the realization, and also sometimes happen that we do a live album because we're growing up gig by gig, and we love a lot to do live album. But the PFM now is going to look for the future, not to behind, you know what I mean? So all the musicians can participate to the growing up the BFM now. Also because BFM in its history never did an album the same, or maybe the same inspiration of the ones before, If you do an album and the album is successful, in our philosophy, it's not to repeat the same things. For example, if you do celebration, there is a sort of tarantella doing It's more easy to do that. It's quite similar. Just you want to remark that it's just successful, and you do the same. No, it's not important that you are successful. It's important that you grow up, and because the way is very long, if you like to work. That's the reason, because we have a strange band now as before, because the band now has 7 pieces. There is a bass, I'm sing and play drum, and after is Roberto, is another drummer. Sure. There is Marco Sfogli, there is a new lead guitar, and he plays everything. He talks by himself after. There is Alessandro Scaglione, is a master of classic music, and plays keyboards, everything all about keyboards, all the keyboards possible, and you can imagine he's able to do that. And there is Alessandro Bonetti, is a violin player, very talented. We get him from the orchestra, and we and come in rock and roll with us. And Alberto Bravini play guitar, acoustic guitar, and I play piano, and there is the second voice of the band. I'm the one is the two. We change and we do things.
You guys, like, I was asking to you, but maybe to
Yeah.
so you felt the space from like from the masters to put your own part, or you are playing like the guitars that were.
Oh well, I talk for I talk for me. Like I remember the first time that I had to play the PFM songs, and I asked Franz and Patrick, like, okay, but which songs we are going to play, and do you have some scores or something? And there was yeah, this is the reaction. So no, there's nothing. No, you don't have. All right, okay, but which which version? Because we have the live version. You know, this is the reaction. So and if you ask, like, okay, but like tomorrow night, what we are playing? Do you know the track list? So this is yeah. So this is the PFM way.
That's great. So you are always very open to what happens in the night.
Yeah, this is which is the thing. If you once somebody said, if you can't find your way, don't ask anybody, because if not, you won't be able to lose yourself. So this is the same thing. You just have to lose yourself when you play music, and not think about the rules, not think about what you learned or whatever. You just have to get lost and get into the stream and keep on going. This is the way it works.
That sounds great.
Also because the sound, if you understand, there is some Beatles inside, some heavy metal, some jazz. But I'm really a fan of Led Zeppelin. Old Led Zeppelin. He's a fan of not everything. Everybody put in this big pot everything, and we do a mixing, and after there is the show of PFM. The people love because he can recognize himself in what is going to prepare on stage. We cook just music al dente, as spaghetti, not pre-packed, not pre-cooked, just al dente.
You have bands, contemporary bands, because you can see in the history of you that you might be part of this movement of progressive rock and all these bands that you are part. But for us, at least from far away, you put Yes, you put Genesis, Premiata Forneria. For me, so which bands, or what do you feel of the music today, of bands that are interesting to you today, or
there are many good people many very good musicians around. They play some good music too. The problem is that in comparing to the time we went through, things are lot different now. At the time, at a certain point, the end of the 70s, maybe half the 70s until the end or whatever, there was a very strange particular moment when quality was together with popularity, when people like Mahavishnu Orchestra were playing for 10,000 people, and people like Miles Davis were playing for 15,000 people. And that's amazing at the time, So excellent musician came out and could, first of all, make a living, which is not a bad thing, and then could give a lot of music to many people who started to understand. It was not just a fashion thing, but it was just come si dice consapevolezza, mi ricordo più. Awareness. So this is the way people was at the time, and this is what's a bit got lost today. There's this sort of thing. It's more like everything is prepared. Everything goes through TV. Everything goes through all sorts of media. Everything goes through media, and then you can forget about people like John McLaughlin or Miles Davis going for 15,000 people. That's finished. and that had never happened before, and it'll never happen again. Well, that was a very special moment of humankind. You know, it's sort of renaissance, right? That's right, of humankind. You know, at the time, it was really it's a very, very, very important moment for this planet.
Yeah, yeah. So how is for you guys now? You tour a lot. You're moving. You're based in Italy.
No, we
Where
tour.
where is home?
No, home is Italy, of course, but we are in the world, you know.
You move a lot.
In more world, so we did a tour in November. We went from a long time. We'll be back in UK, and we'll be back in Los Angeles. We started Whiskey Club 4 years ago, and we did incredible show. The people says, "Hey, you're playing better than 40 years ago." That makes very happy, you know. Of course, because they are the young generation, and I'm joking. But also we went in Canada, and we'll be back. We played in Italy, and after we are playing here, we don't have the chance to play in Mexico again, but probably we'll be back playing in Mexico in September. We go in Europe playing, you know.
Yes.
And we are looking for a new album with a new stuff like that. And as you understand, there is a lot of influence about music now, because all of those guys loves, of course, progressive music, knows BFM very well. Also, we is 1 year that we are together, so the bands became to be very strong together, and we have in very good things coming in, because we think that the music, it depends if it's good or if it's bad, you know. There is no one band good forever and all the things you do. So I like, for example, all the music. I like heavy metal. I like jazz. I like Coldplay, for example. For me, it's a good band, you know. The same way I like Tools, or maybe Porcupine, Roberto too, that loves the same bands, and he loves Beatles. So the different generation make a sort of melting pot, very, very live, you know. Something is cooking. That's the good things, because we are going to look in the future, not on the back.
So
You know?
this new album you mentioned is with new compositions?
Sure.
With new versions?
No. New, everything new. With this possibility, with different keyboards and vocals and things, you know. More influences, because we are playing now, and not we are playing the 60s and 70s. And
What would you say to young composers and musicians that are today watching and how they can do for music? Any suggestion?
The first suggestion I would make is to come to the Plaza Hotel, come si chiama? Crown Plaza Hotel, and there are about 30 music stores there, right around the corner. It's amazing. We were very surprised, you know. I was changing money. I wanted to change some money, so a guy told me, "Yeah, come. You know, there's a thing. They have music there, but you know, you can change money." I walked in and said, "What?" Like, it's amazing. It's like the 42nd Street in New York, you know. Only music stores.
Yes, everybody says, go to the Crown Plaza, but no one comes to the hotel. But they
Yeah, they all got to and they all have, and they are very good stores too. So, if all those stores are open, and they still open, that means that music is important in this city. So I would tell those people to keep on going, you know.
you have to go to the airport. To the guys, I have to say that music is a gift. Music is a gift of God. You enjoy this gift because it's fantastic.
I think that music is an amazing travel. And first advice is to have fun for the young musicians before everything. To have fun, it's amazing to have music to listen to, music to go to the concert and have a lot of CDs and plays and have fun. And then every day is day after day. This is my advice.
Well, mine is to be open-minded, always open-minded. Don't stick to one genre. Just listen whatever it's around and listen music 360 degrees. And I think that's the most important thing about music. You know, you have to follow a path and a preference, but everything brings something to your baggage of musicians. So I always listen to music 360 degrees, and that's my 2 cents about it.
My advice can only be to don't forget classical music and the orchestra sound.
Yes, I prefer speaking Italian. So, l'unico consiglio che mi sento di dare è di non fermarsi agli insegnamenti della scuola, dei maestri, ma andare oltre e esplorare sempre strade nuove. You understand? Yes. Maybe you can translate for me.
But I agree. So yeah, I think the thing Marco said is really true. Like, you have to listen to everything you can listen to, and be inspired by the other people, other musicians, and of course don't stop just the music books or rules. There's no rules. So try whatever you feel. Yeah. He means yeah. No. You have to try. Try whatever you want. Yeah.
Different way to be original.
Yes.
Original
Yes.
sound, original personality.
YouTube could be very, very important, very useful, but very confusing. Okay, the YouTube musician. So technique is very, very important to play better, but not for technique's sake. Okay, it's this. I think this is very important.
Okay, I want to finish with a little song. Can you do please this for me? You have to be inspired man. Inspired man. You have to be inspired man. Ciao.
Ciao. Prego. Grazie.